Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick video on building a character in Star Wars 5e character in Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Up and coming Virtual Tabletop. They just celebrated a 1-year anniversary, so it's been around a little bit, but great new system. Seeing a lot of people jump over to that, and there's a great team behind the Star Wars 5e system for this platform that does some great things. So today we're just going to do a quick video going over how to build a character in the system. We're going to focus on the functions rather than the specific build optimization and everything of a actual character. I'm just going to show you how it works, and then you guys can fine tune it from there. But just want to get in here and show you how that works so you can get up and go. So we're looking at what you might see when you first get into the game. You're going to have this blank screen. You might have this pop-up here asking about configuring your player, just choosing your icon color, things like that. Down here, you'll have your player. So I have a player that's assigned to me. So I have that selected. I can save that. And you'll see down here that it says new. That's my character's name. I've got a couple my other players in here building some characters with me. But yeah, so we're not going to talk about a lot of the features of Foundry. As I said, we're just going to go over this character sheet. So you might have a blank screen if you don't have a token drawn out there. But anyway, here's our chat window on the right, and this is where you're going to see all your roles and things like that. But we want to get to the actor tab. In Foundry, any player, PC, NPC, etc., they're called an actor. So your DM needs to set this up. If you go to this third icon here, the people, says actors, if you don't see anything there, you need to ask your DM to assign you a character sheet. But once you do, it'll pop up and you'll have an option there, and we can open that up. So on this, just because of the white background, you can't see the icon there. There is a default icon which can get changed. But yeah, so we have this sheet pulled up here. You might recognize it from the StarWars5E.com character creation tool. Very, very similar. A lot of the same styles and format has been brought over. So might be familiar to you. But it's all here. Everything that is in the standard sheet is right here in front of you, ready to be used. So first thing, let's get a name on our player. Simple, just click and edit, and I tab out, click out, whatever, and there you go, you're updated. And you can see that we're at level 0 right now because we haven't added anything for that, and then everything else is pretty much blank. First thing I'm going to do is, so from here on out, it's a lot of drag and drop. That's what's so awesome about this, is the compendium is filled out. And you just have to drag the information over for what you need. So this book icon, second from the right-hand side, is the compendium. Click that open, and you'll see a list of all these different items within the system. And you just find what you need and bring it over to your sheet. So I was going to do the ability scores first, but I want to show the species first to show just some interaction, and then we'll do that. Actually, no, I'm going to do the ability scores first, actually. So let's do those. As I said, I'm not worried about an actual build. I'm just going to put stuff in here. So I'm just going to do the standard array numbers here, right down the line. I don't even know if this would actually be a good character build, but that's what we're going to do. But as you can maybe see right away, some things start changing when I do this. My initiative went up to 2 because it's based off dexterity modifier. Armor class, 12, based on dexterity. All these numbers on the left or right have updated based on the modifier. And my skill modifiers have changed as well, correlating with those ability scores. So these two numbers here, left and right of the ability, one is your modifier and the other one is your saving throw. So if you become proficient in a save, the one on the right will change based on your proficiency bonus. And then the left one's just going to be your standard modifier that you'll use for skills and whatever else. So we have our base scores in. Now let's add our species next. So just go to the species item here, and you get a pop-up with hundreds of species, I'm sure, in here. I don't even know the total amount, but there's a lot. It's amazing. So I'm just going to grab a Rhodian. That was top of mind. And all you have to do here, click, drag over, and release, and it populates into the thing. A few things changed. So Rhodian is filled in here in this spot. We've got languages down here changed, dark vision here, movement 30 feet. Looks like they get climb a speed of 30 feet here. And one other thing is that it brought in the changes to the ability scores. So Rhodians get, looks like a +2 to dexterity. And the other one is the Constitution. Yeah, +2 to dexterity. So that moved a 14 up to the 16. And then the Constitution 13 to 14. So it automatically happened. Everything changed. You can see my modifiers went up as well to reflect that. So it's that simple. And we could end the video right here. You just find what you need, drag it over, and it updates. We'll go a little bit further though. So we have our species. If you want to see the additional info on here, this third option, features, is where you're going to see that. So here's the listing for species. I can click on that, click on the name, and it'll give me information on that. If you click on the edit icon over here with the little pencil, it'll open up and give you the full list. Sometimes if there's tables, and we'll see this in the class that's offered there in the rule book, and you can get your traits here, so everything else that it adds. So as we see, speed, climbing, dark vision, etc. Proficiency in survival and stealth. So we can go back to our core and see that those are checked down here. So that's another thing that it automatically brought in. So that's all the features that are built in with just the species, and the sheet does all that stuff for you. It's amazing. So let's grab our class here, and I'm just going to grab fighter. So up in the upper right of the sheet, I'm at level 0. All you got to do, drag this over, and boom, level 1 fighter. Added a hit dice because I'm at level 1, and there we go. More to features, here's where you will see your information. The edit button will open up to the full description, giving your class table, all your other features down here, things like that. Saving throws, strength, and con. We'll have to remember that in a second. That's it. I want to build a level 3 character, so all you do is drag over level 2 one more time, level 3. That's how you change your level. You simply drag over the amount of times you need. There's no really other way to change that. I don't know if that's something in the works. It's a little bit of an annoyance, I think, at times, especially if you make a mistake. You have to delete all your entire class right here. Delete, yes. I'm no longer level anything, and then re-add. So if you're playing level 18 and you screw up, you have to like drag over 18 times. I think it's just in the way that it brings information in, it has to go that way. Hopefully there'll be a little easier way down the road to manage that. But if you multi-class, just grab another class over, it adds it, and it's just like that. So get rid of that for now. So back on the front end, so we've got our class. So as I said, it does not automatically pull in the saving throws. It's just the way the system works. It can't manage that, but not a big deal. So it was strength and constitution. So I'm just going to hit the check mark here underneath, and it's going to modify the number on the right. So as you can see, I was at a +2 on strength. When I add that, it goes to +4 because my proficiency is currently at a 2. The other thing we'll talk about here is the skill. So I said the stealth and survival came with my species, and the fighter class comes with a few others. I'm just going to pick a few, say that insight and lore, and then you can see that the modifier is changing. There are I believe four states for these check boxes. So let's look at clear these out real quick. Okay, so let's just start at the top. Acrobatics, nothing. The simple circle, empty circle means you're just standard. You don't have any proficiency or anything on that. Move to animal handling and click that once. We're going to gain proficiency. Add our proficiency bonus to that skill. Goes up to +2. There are some classes and things that offer you Jack of all trades. I know that's the name in the traditional system. I don't know if it's named differently here in Star Wars 5e, but where you get half proficiency. So you get to add half of your proficiency. I believe it's rounded down, at least 1, minimum 1, something like that. To signify that on the sheet, you click this checkbox twice. So it goes to this little symbol, kind of half filled. So if I wanted to change the animal handling to half proficiency, I would click that again, and it's going to go to that, and then it changes what that is. The fourth option is expertise. Lots of classes out there offer this, and other features offer expertise, which allows you to double your proficiency bonus. So deception, 1, 2, 3 clicks, and we will get that double of proficiency bonus. So charisma is a -1. Double of proficiency is going to be 2 + 2 = 4. So 4 - 1, that's how we get that 3. But just shows you that it's working properly, and that's how you're going to set up your skills. Just those checkboxes right there. Easy enough. What else? So, some of these other features down here are going to be some manual adds, add in some proficiency. There are some check marks. You can, add some custom options if you need to. Say we're proficient in light armor, etc. You can set some resources here. I can't think of what they're called right now. I'm just going to put rage. I know that's a different class here, but anyway, you can come in here and help track some resources if you want, and then it's just top of mind. It's front here on the page. You can say, all right, I've used one of my rages. I'll go ahead and signify that so that it's easy to tell. Couple more things here, really. As I said, this is pretty much it. You're just going to find what's on here, drag it over, and for the most part, a lot of this stuff automatically populates, and there's just a few things you have to manage yourself. Let's go look at armor and weapons real quick. So armor, I'm going to throw on combat suit. Again, just drag it over. It populates right here, shows my weight, and my armor class is not adjusted yet. If we go back to the front, my dexterity is +3, so it's calculating the standard 10 + 3 calculation. I should have, because of that, armor, which is a 11, starts at a base 11 plus your dexterity modifier. So you have to equip that. So little icon here with the shield, if I click that, you'll see that the armor class updates to 14. So it takes that into effect. Unequip it, goes back down. So it's actively knowing what's going on there. So very cool. Let's add a couple weapons here. Go to the weapons items, bring up the list. Blaster pistol. And I'll grab a holdout. We'll see. Okay. So we have 2 weapons here, and again, we have to equip them. So you want to go over here and click those to be equipped. And one other thing we need to do is go into the weapon with the edit icon here. So this blaster pistol, and go to your details and select proficient right here. So you need to make sure that's marked so it brings in your proficiency as long as you are proficient with that weapon. So this is a martial blaster. I do believe fighters are proficient in everything. And so you'd have to manually do that on each individual weapon to make sure that it properly grabs the modifiers and all that. So I'll show you real quick how that works. So we have, we'll roll here by clicking on the dice icon, not the name of it. And we'll get a pop-up. And this will look a little different potentially for you. I have some custom styling here for how I set my stuff up. So it might look a little different for you, but most of it will be the same concept. Click attack, you're going to get a pop-up here. Roll normal, advantage, or disadvantage. Just a normal roll will do. I've got my fancy dice set up, so good hit there. So you can see it did the natural roll. You can click on this to expand. I rolled a 17, and I have a +3 for my, I believe that's the dexterity modifier for a ranged attack, and +2 for my proficiency because I'm proficient in this weapon. We'll say that's a hit, I would hope. And damage, normal or critical hit. If it was a critical hit, choose that one. You have to manually select that. Just a normal here. I'll roll our damage there, and 5 points. See that we rolled a 2, get the 5, and there you go. So that's weapons. Basically, that's it for that. Bring them over. There's a lot of further, I'm not going to get into it, but a lot of further edits you could potentially do if you're doing a custom weapon or something. And that's what's cool is all this stuff is in here to edit. But at a base level, it's that simple. Go to your compendium, click on the stuff you need. If you're doing feats, I'll grab athlete, bring that over, and in features here, I've got the athlete feat here that I can look at. Increase your strength or dexterity score. So this one is going to be one that you have to custom do. And see if the effects are. So this is one. We'll go over this real quick as well, and this one gets a little bit more involved, but it's worth doing because this is definitely, you know, a key part of building the character. So athlete gives me strength or dexterity by 1. So I'm going to say I'll just do strength by 1. So go to the edit here, bring up this thing, and then you want to go over to the effects section here. And we have 3 different types of effects: temporary, passive, inactive. To be honest, I'm not 100% certain on the differences for each of those, but I think this would fit under a passive effect. Okay, we're getting errors there. Owned item is not good. Okay. Oh, I think I see what it's doing. So it's telling me, yep, okay. So I'm trying to edit like the item in Foundry within SW5E that I don't have permission for. So I need to do that for my character in the effects tab down here. So we'll go look at that. And you see here already that there's a couple things already in place. So Rhodian, I have some passive effects, which would be my ability score increases. And then the armor is doing that as well. So let's add another passive effect for that feat. New effect, go to that edit option, and we'll just rename that feats athletes. Some changes, probably open back that up. I think duration, I don't think we need to deal with. Okay, so then in the effects, the final one, I'm going to grab this. We need to find the attribute key. So this is what it's going to affect. And I said we're going to do the strength ability. So ability, strength, and this adds to the score. Let's see, abilities, strength. We'll check that feature again. Your score, yes. Okay, so we modify the score. So ability strength, this is gonna be, I think, your core. So we're adding to this. Just gonna put a 1 and submit changes. That should be on there. So we go back to here, and we are at a 16 on our strength. So we see that did work. If we go back to our effects and the feat athletes, toggle effect, so I can turn that off. Okay, there's the inactive section. That's what that means. So we can see that it's, I still have it, but it's off. And then if we go back to my core, my strength went back down to 15. So you can see how that's working. So something like that on the feet, come in here, add an effect to edit certain things on here. Maybe there's another feature that you get something extra. I know I think the scholar, I don't know if it's specifically scholar, but there's some things that give you like extra proficiencies on your rolls for certain things. You know, there's a lot of things you can get in here and tweak. You know, again, that's a little deeper dive than what we're going to go into here. But yeah, one other thing, we'll look at some powers real quick, and then I think we're going to wrap that up. So that's pretty much about everything. But so most of the powers, I think all the powers are in here, and most of them do function as they should out of the box. There is some tweaks you have to make. But we'll go ahead and grab, let's see here, good. Good for tech power here to use. Homing rockets, is that, yeah, we'll do that one. So click and drag and boom, it's there. So this one, I don't believe you have to prepare these. I don't think that affects anything. A lot of this pulls from the traditional 5e system, the functions. So some of those things I think are held over. But we have our homing rockets. Let's go ahead and just see how this works. So tech powers, we don't have any points. So we'd have to know how many points we have. I'll just say that he has 10 points and bring that in here. All right, I'm gonna click that. So, okay, so it's yelling at me. You have no available first level power slots to cast. And I believe that is potentially because of my class. Excuse me. I think it's because of the class that it knows, hey, you don't have any slots. We're going to try and get around that. So I uncheck this slot, see if it'll let me. Yep, it looks like it still allowed me to pop it up by getting around that. So it brings up the power. tells you what you do, and then go ahead and click the, so this is just a damage. This hits creature of your choice. It's an automatic, and then deals damage. So we'll do that, a normal roll. That should be a 1d4 plus 1. There you go. So now this is rolling just once for each one. So it says that each one did 4 damage for each one. Now, if you upcast, so this is upcasting. I don't think, and again, I think it's because we don't have the, let me do that real quick. Let me grab a class, throw engineer on here. Just to see if I can get some slots on here. Okay, so I do have the slots available. It pulled that in from my casting class. And I want to test out the upcast. So the upcasting says when you cast this power using tech slot of 2nd or higher, power increases 1 more explosive for each slot. So this isn't going to do anything in regards to the damage. I think they're always still going to be, it's more just the quantity. So I'm not going to get any extra dice here. But it gives you the option. There are other powers. The at wills is where it is, where when you're at level 5, then it increases the damage, etc. Those generally do function properly. So, but yeah, I think that's about everything. The basics, at least, as I said, I really want to just kind of keep this simple, so that you guys can get in here, figure out for the most part what you need to do, and get your sheet up and running. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any additional questions on how this works, or if there's anything else, any suggestions or tips that you have in building your sheet here in Foundry. And if you haven't yet, definitely throw a subscribe for the channel here, and also check us out, dungeonjedimasters.com, and see all of our great content that we put out for the Star Wars 5e system. May the Force be with you.